The salty Caribbean breeze still clung to Robin Rihanna Fenty's clothes, even after weeks in the sterile offices of New York City. Barbados felt a million miles away, a sun-drenched dream she was desperately trying to hold on to. She clutched a worn demo tape, her knuckles white. Every rejection felt like a physical blow, each polite dismissal a reminder of how far she was from home and how much she had to prove. Her mother, Monica, had cried when she'd left. "Be careful, child. This world can chew you up and spit you out." Rihanna had promised she'd be strong, but the loneliness was a constant ache. She'd landed in America with a naive hope, fueled by her undeniable talent and a fierce determination. But the music industry was a labyrinth, and she was just another hopeful face in a sea of them. She worked odd jobs, anything to keep a roof over her head and food in her stomach. Waitressing, cleaning houses, even selling clothes on the street. Each day was a battle against doubt, a fight to silence the whispers that told her she wasn't good enough, that a girl from a small island had no business dreaming so big. Then came Evan. He was older, connected, and oozed charm. He promised her the world, a record deal, a chance to finally be heard. For a while, it felt like a fairy tale. He showered her with attention, introduced her to people, and made her believe she was on the cusp of something extraordinary. But the fairy tale quickly turned sour. Evan was controlling, possessive. His compliments were laced with criticism, his promises with conditions. He isolated her, making her dependent on him. The emotional toll was immense. There were nights she cried herself to sleep, questioning her own worth, wondering if this was the price of her dreams. One particularly rough evening, after a screaming match that left her trembling, Rihanna looked at her reflection. Her eyes were red-rimmed, her spirit bruised. She saw not a star, but a broken girl. Something in her snapped. She remembered her mother's words, her father's quiet pride, the unwavering support of her brothers. She remembered the music, the pure joy it brought her, the power it held. She wouldn't let anyone, not even Evan, take that away. The next morning, she packed a small bag, leaving behind the designer clothes he'd bought her, the jewelry he'd gifted her. She walked out of his apartment, the city streets feeling both terrifying and exhilarating. She was alone again, but this time, it was a choice. She found a tiny apartment, barely bigger than a closet, and poured all her energy into her music. She wrote songs that bled her pain, her anger, her resilience. She performed in small clubs, honing her craft, building a small but dedicated following. She learned to trust her instincts, to rely on her own strength. Then, a chance encounter changed everything. Jay-Z, a titan of the music industry, heard her singing at a showcase. He saw not just a voice, but a force of nature. He saw the fire in her eyes, the raw talent, the unyielding spirit. He signed her to Def Jam Records. The journey wasn't suddenly easy. There were still late nights, demanding schedules, and the constant pressure to deliver. But now, she had a team, a platform, and most importantly, she had her voice back. Her debut album, Music of the Sun, was a taste of what was to come. Then came A Girl Like Me, and the world started to take notice. Her second major relationship, this time with Chris Brown, started with the same intoxicating highs. They were the golden couple, young, talented, and deeply in love. But history, as they say, has a way of repeating itself. The public fallout from their tumultuous breakup, marked by domestic violence, was devastating. The headlines were brutal, the judgment relentless. Rihanna felt exposed, humiliated, and once again, deeply hurt. Yet through the storm, she found a way to channel her pain into her art. Rated R was a raw, unfiltered exploration of her heartbreak and defiance. It was a testament to her strength, her refusal to be silenced or defined by her struggles. She owned her narrative, transforming her pain into power. With each album, Rihanna's star ascended. Loud, talk that talk, unapologetic, each one a global phenomenon. She wasn't just a singer anymore, she was a cultural icon. Her music, her fashion, her unapologetic attitude resonated with millions. She was breaking barriers, defying expectations, and proving that a young woman from Barbados could conquer the world. But Rihanna's vision extended beyond music. She saw the power of her brand, the loyalty of her fans. She launched Fenty Beauty, a makeup line that celebrated inclusivity and diversity, offering shades for every skin tone. It was an instant success, disrupting the beauty industry and proving her business acumen. Then came Savage X Fenty, her lingerie line, further challenging industry norms and empowering women of all shapes and sizes. The financial success was staggering. Fenty Beauty alone was valued at over $1 billion. Rihanna, the girl who once worried about paying rent, had become a billionaire, the first female black billionaire in the music industry. It was a title that felt surreal, a culmination of years of relentless hard work, unwavering determination, and a refusal to be defined by her past. Looking back, the scars were still there, faint reminders of the emotional wreckage she'd navigated. The relationships that had broken her, the moments of despair, the constant fight for recognition. But they were also badges of honor, proof of her resilience. She had taken the pain, the heartbreak, the doubt, and forged it into something beautiful, something powerful, something uniquely her own. She was no longer just Robin Rihanna Fenty, the girl from Barbados with a dream. She was Rihanna, the global icon, the businesswoman, the billionaire. And as she stood on the precipice of her next chapter, the Caribbean breeze felt less like a distant memory and more like a gentle whisper of encouragement, a reminder of where she came from and how far she had come. The world was her oyster, and she was ready to take another bite.